MRecktv.
Peace, worlds. M.Reck for MRecktv. We live as always. I got a special guest in the building, my brother, Twiz. He gonna give you all his aliases, his history in the rap game. He already making waves on MRecktv with that little teaser speaking on why Jim Jones think he was on America Most Wanted. Without further ado, Twiz, speak to the people.
With pleasure, right? With pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For those who don't know me, I go by the name of Twiz, aka Baby Thad. The reason why it's an alias in there is because my hood know me as Baby Thad. When I started, my boy Trooper J, shout out to Trooper J, named me Baby Thad because
Salute to him.
I was the youngest in the Mob Style crew. I was on the Mob Style album, the Game of Death album.
Hold on, you was on Mob Style?
Yeah, I was on the Mob Style album.
Salute, that's crazy.
Shout out to Mob Style, my big brother Gangsta Lou, Whip Wop.
Yes, sir.
Great
Salute
tone.
to Lou and everybody.
Yeah, so I got the name Baby Thad from Trooper J because I remember it distinctively that we were on 148th on Convent and I was trying to think of a name and he said, yo, go with Baby Thad, and that's what I did. So later on I developed into Twiz. The way that it developed into Twiz was B Twizzy, which was slang for Baby Thad, like BT.
Gotcha.
Because I had an iced out chain with the BT on it. And my man Banky used to call me B Twizzy.
Gotcha.
So
That's dope. Got a nice ring to it.
At that point, I don't know how it happened, but it shortened up some type of way, and Ray and them started calling me Twiz. And,
Gotcha.
And that's what kind of stuck.
But before we go to the whole Wu-Tang thing, you told me, you know, on the sidebar, Azie introduced you to Mob Style. Azie Faison.
Yeah, AZ.
Yeah, I need you to elaborate on that.
Right,
I mean,
right.
you told me, but you got to tell the people, brother.
Okay. So the way I came into Mob Style was my boy Wayne, which is AZ little brother. He go by the name of Boog Barnes. Rest in peace, Boog.
Rest in peace.
Boog died recently. I took that one kind of hard. That was one of them that I took really hard, you know. And Boog died recently. So AZ little brother and I were friends.
Gotcha.
And I always was kind of nice with the flow. Because I was from up the hill. Like most of the time that I lived in New York, because I lived up the hill.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know if people know, but I'm originally from Trinidad. So when I came to this country, we mainly were up the hill. My mother and my family and my brothers. Shout out to 151st.
So when you say up the hill, is that Sugar Hill?
No.
Okay. So break that down.
Yeah, because Harlem is broken up into sections. Up the hill is what you will call. Well, they recently changed the name now. It's Hamilton Heights and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
So up the hill would be considered Broadway, Amsterdam, Convent.
Gotcha.
But once you start getting to St. Nicholas and down St. Nicholas, Edgecombe, Bradhurst, 8th Avenue, 7th Ave, and Lenox, that's when you're considered down the hill, which they considered the valley. And
gotcha.
In some ways, it's different. Like them dudes down the hill, all they respect is violence. You understand? Up the hill, we more hustlers. We more about getting our money.
Gotcha.
They are too, but they some violent people down the hill.
Gotcha.
So when I say up the hill, when I first came, we was living on 144 between Amsterdam and Broadway. Then we moved to 151st between Amsterdam and Broadway. Shout out to Jewels. You know Jewels is from that area there.
Okay.
And
so you saw Jewels coming up before, I guess he got down with Dipset because he.
Well, the only way I kind of, I didn't really personally know Jewels when he was coming up because he was down with a crew called Draft Picks.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
I knew his peoples that were down with Draft Picks.
Got you.
So, because some of them were from down on my side. I didn't really have a face-to-face with Jewels until later on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
shouts to Jewels.
yeah, shout out to Jewels.
Free Jewels Santana.
Shout out to Jewels.
Salute.
You know?
That's the homie.
When you come out, make better decisions, bro. That's all I can tell you. So,
you was talking about
yeah. So we moved down the hill, which is St. Nicholas Avenue. Down 145th, 146th.
Now that's Sugar Hill.
That's Sugar Hill. That's considered Sugar Hill.
Okay. Now, could you give me as well as the people, where does Sugar Hill start and end at in Harlem? Because I'm a little bit confused. I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay. Now, I'm not 100% on my Sugar Hill history.
Good. But tell me what you know. I know it's better than mine.
That's
better than mine.
I believe Sugar Hill starts from, if I'm not mistaken, from St. Nicholas, probably to Bradhurst, if I'm not mistaken. I would have to look that up.
But what I'm saying is, what street though exactly? Is it just soon as St. Nick start to Bradhurst ends?
I think it's from 141st to 155th.
So it's actually kind of like a short little part of Harlem.
Yeah.
Got you.
If you look at it, it's kind of a short part of Harlem.
Got you.
So then we moved to Sugar Hill. And when I moved to Sugar Hill, Azie brother Bug, he always heard about me, So we clicked right away. And that's where I met my right hand Ock2Gs. Shout out to Ock2Gs.
That's my brother. Shouts to Ock2Gs. Incredible producer, MC, writer, all that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Ock is a
shouts
phenomenal.
And gotta shout General. You're gonna get to that. Shouts to General. You know what I mean?
Shout out to General.
Yeah, ghetto millionaire.
General, the street banker.
Yes, sir.
Smartest dude I know.
Yeah.
Business wise.
And he get to it. He get to that paper. He get to them M's.
He knows how to do it.
He get to them M&Ms. And we ain't talking candy. Yes, sir.
And get on some other stuff.
Yes, sir.
So when we moved to Sugar Hill, Wayne introduced me to his brother Azie, which I heard about Azie because I remember when I was living on 146 on Amsterdam. I remember that was around the time that he's got shot, and I seen it on the news and I heard about it, but I never knew he was from right down the block. Yeah.
So, because you talking about history that people are affected by and love or just so caught up in it from the paid in full story.
Right.
You was actually like kind of there when Azie got shot?
That building.
Wow.
That building, which is where we lived, which was Azie. That's the building that Azie, was getting money at one time out of. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the building where you lived
the building where we lived. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you used to see the homie doing this one too, pretty much. We ain't gotta say.
Nah, I kind of came after he got shot.
Got you.
Because after he got shot, he started transitioning into getting away from the hustling game and more into the music. I came around that time.
Around that time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you clarified that. So, let me ask you this because it all correlates. Did you know Rich Porter, or did you? Let me say this in a different way. Was Rich Porter alive when you was in Harlem?
Yeah, like I said, I've been in Harlem since I believe my mother and my brother and I came in around 1982, 83.
Okay,
so I've been in Harlem.
Okay, got you.
Because we went to Germany. My step-pops was in the army, so we went to Germany for 3 years. So I lived out there.
Wow,
then we
you lived
came
in
back.
Germany. Wow, I've been there. I toured out there, so salute.
Yo, clean. I think that the Allies bombed Germany so much that they had to rebuild it. So Germany, when I was there, the streets were spotless.
Damn.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
so you said 82, right?
That's when I came to America.
That's when you came to America.
Yeah.
Now I need to clarify everything because I don't know the years. What year did Rich Porter die? And I want to say my condolences to his family, Pat Porter.
Yeah, shout
and all
out,
that.
Pat. How you doing, Pat?
If you can recollect.
No,
like
I can't recollect, but what I can tell you, because like I was Wayne friend, like most of my focus and most of my knowledge or most of most of anything was more geared towards my friendship with Wayne. I really wasn't.
And that was AZ brother.
That was AZ
Got you.
brother. But
Got
God
you.
bless the dead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get people a landscape of where you
Right.
come from and that whole time period, because you talking about an era that, like I said, people are in love with, or
Right.
people are affected by, because a lot of people try to, I guess, emulate, you know, AZ, Rich Porter,
Right.
and of course Alpo to a certain extent.
Right. Right.
So that's why I'm building on it, because most people will be in the comments, yo, Reck, why you didn't let him build on the whole Rich Porter thing?
I
You feel
totally
me?
understand.
So that's why I'm building with you.
This is what I could share with you in regards of Rich Porter. I was living down the hill around the time that Darnell was kidnapped, which was Darnell's little brother, which was Rich's little brother. And from me being an outsider, because I didn't know Rich or I didn't know Darnell. That was Wayne's friend. That was Bug's friend. And for me being an outsider, I saw how it affected Bug. He was nervous. Like he would go to school, he would see cars pull up, he would run. You know, those kind of things.
That's crazy.
You understand? Around the time that happened.
How old was Wayne during the time that happened? If you can remember. Because y'all was y'all about the same age? You and Wayne?
Yeah. I was a little bit older than Wayne.
Okay.
I think I was about 2 years older than Wayne.
So how old were you at that time, if you can remember? I know it's a little minute
Like
ago.
I got a bad memory, but let me try to jog
just
it a
throw a
little bit.
number out there if you could.
I think I probably was about 15.
Okay, so
14,
Wayne was like
15.
13 or something like that?
Yeah. Probably 16, somewhere around there.
Got you. 13, 14, Wayne was. You was 15, 16.
if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me.
Got you. You said Wayne was shooken up from the cars pulling up.
Yeah, I would see, I would sit and I would watch how Wayne, he was jittery around that time, because that's kind of scary.
Yeah,
The little boy went to school, never came back, nobody knew why. I remember Gangsta Lou, shout out to my big brother Gangsta Lou. I remember Lou was telling me at the time,
shout out to Gangsta Lou.
Somebody, I don't know if it was Kevin Childs or somebody, they had caller ID before caller ID was even out.
Wow.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
They were waiting in the house for the kidnappers to call, but the kidnappers never called. See, what they were going to do was use the caller ID to identify whoever the kidnappers were.
Let me stop you there. This is the first time I ever heard anybody say somebody had caller ID and they was waiting for the kidnappers back then, because niggas didn't have that back then. No. So continue on from the whole caller ID aspect.
Right, so they were waiting for the kidnappers to call, and but they never called. And you know, in hindsight, the reason was his uncle Apple, which had something to do with Darnell's kidnapping, was in the house at the time. So he alerted the people that was supposed to call back.
Not to call. Gotcha.
And after they didn't call, Lou told me that Pat got hysterical and ran to the precinct. You see, and that's when the police entered into the picture. It was after they didn't call, and Pat, it was her last hope, and it didn't happen. So she went to the precinct. Yeah.
Shouts to Pat Porter.
Shout out to Pat.
My condolences to your brothers and your whole family. Yeah. So now, during this time, you 15, 16 years old. What was going on with you? Like, was you rapping then?
Yeah.
Or you was in the streets? Talk to me.
Nah, I was in the streets doing stuff that kids do. Like, you know, running around, taking people coats and all that kind of silly stuff. You understand?
In the streets.
Yeah.
That's robbery, man, my brother.
Riding dirt bikes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I wasn't necessarily heavy in the streets, because my brothers, I got 3 brothers, right? And they did their best to keep me out of the streets. You understand?
Gotcha.
So, you know, shout out to my brother Cleet, that's locked up, and right now Cleet is in downstate. Yeah. My brother Bugsy, we call him Bugsy, he's bugged out. Shout out to my boy Sean Coleon, who locked up with him in downstate. My brother Brent, aka Black.
Salute to him.
144th between Amsterdam and Broadway.
Mm.
In the 90s and around the early 2000s, that was $1 million block. You understand? The whole block was hustling.
Damn,
so
niggas
my
was
brother
really getting them M's. Huh?
Yeah. My brother Brent had a building. And him and his boy Uptown, his Dominican man, shout out to Uptown. Him and his boy Uptown, they got caught in a conspiracy. The charges were conspiracy to distribute 62 or more grams of crack cocaine, and they gave him 30 years for that. Now, they gave him time back. He got time back after he did about 12, 15 years. And right now he's deported. He's back in Trinidad.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Stacy, who went on a 5 to 15 bid. Stacy, aka Ice, he's the wildest of all my brothers. He went to do a 5 to 15 and end up doing about 25 or 22 in the box.
Wow.
You understand?
Now, when you say these are your brothers, these are your biological?
My blood brothers, yeah.
Wow.
My blood brothers.
You got some wild ass brothers, man.
Yeah. So they did their best to keep me out of the streets, but that can only last but for so long.
Got you.
So around that time, you know, I Cool G Rap is my idol when it comes to rhyming. Well, shout out to Cool G Rap. You made me want to do it, Rap. You did. Because the thing that I liked about Cool G Rap was his storytelling. My man Sean.
One of the best.
Yeah, one of the best. Shout out to my man Fat Sean from 135th between Amsterdam and Broadway. He had the MPV and I just started smoking weed around then. We used to put in Cool G Rap Great Train Robbery album, smoke some weed, and listen to the whole album like a story. We used to do it almost twice a week. You understand? So me absorbing, you know, the way and how vivid Cool G Rap told his stories, I incorporated into my own style, and that's why I'm able to tell stories the way that I can.
Salute, dope.
So now I'm on the Mob Style albums, and you know, and they're promoting it and stuff like that, and that was quite an experience, and that's also how I met Lou. It was through that.
Got you. That's what's up. Now I want to get into the whole Wu-Tang American Cream Team, and then also, who did you meet first out of Wu-Tang? Like, how did you get over there to Wu-Tang from Harlem to, I want to say, Staten Island in a sense, but they was from all over the five boroughs, truth be told.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Raekwon is originally from East New York. I think he was born in East New York. He said that on one of the records. So salute to him, because I'm from East New York.
That's little brother Don P. I love you, Don.
So how did Baby Thad, aka Twiz, or it was B Twizzy, right?
Yeah, well, it was Baby Thad when I met them.
Okay.
And Banky, because of my chain, started calling me B Twizzy.
And that's Chip Banks.
Chip Banks, who died. God bless the dead.
God bless the dead. R.P.
Shout
Chip
out to his brother Black, his cousin Snapper.
Yes, sir.
So,
tell me that story. How did you meet?
His cousin Haas, too.
Okay. Salute to the homie. How did you meet members of Wu-Tang, and how did you, I guess, you were signed to Ray, right?
You know,
Break that
I
down.
actually didn't sign any paperwork with them, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, break that down.
Now,
let's go to the meeting though first. Meeting them brothers.
One day I was on my way to the studio. I had a crew called Harlem Hoods, and the way that we patented the Harlem Hoods was basically off of the Wu-Tang, with about 8 members. Shout out to Black Rain. Shout out to Say Cool, which was Ghetto Fabulous at that time. Shout out to my boy Reggie Hill. Shout out to Aswards. Shout out to Don P. Pacino. You know,
salute.
So we had our crew was rather thick, and we patented ourselves off of the Wu, but just from a Harlem perspective.
Okay.
So one day I was on my way to the studio in my mother's building, because Azie family lived on the 1st floor. I lived on the 5th.
Gotcha.
So one day I was on my way to the studio. I get off the elevator, so I'm walking out the door. AZ said to me, "Yo, Thad, come here." So when I walked up to him, I seen him talking to a gentleman. So he was like, "Yo, spit something for him." I'm like, yo, hey, no disrespect, bro, but I'm on my way to the studio right now, man. I'm running kind of late. I'm paying $50 an hour. You know what I'm saying, bro? So he like, all right, go and handle your business. So I shook his hand. I shook the gentleman that he was talking to hand. So when I came back from the studio, he was like, yo, give me what you did. This was what Azie said to me.
Okay.
So he told me to give him whatever I did, and I gave it to him. And soon after, I found out that the gentleman, which people may know him as Power, Oliver Grant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the gentleman he was talking to on the steps inside the building was Oliver Grant Power.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I believe he gave Power the CD, and Power was interested in doing something with us. And
let me stop you there. Now, at this time, where was Wu-Tang? Did they put out the Cuban Links album?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were huge. Bro.
They was huge. Okay,
Yeah.
they was Wu-Tang.
Yeah, they was
Cuban Links
Wu-Tang.
came out. Did Ghost's first album come out already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get the time frame.
Because they had they had the God bless the dead Mel. Yo, it's so much death around me that is crazy. I'm almost tired of saying God bless the dead.
God bless the dead.
Yeah. However, we all got appointments, so know that.
Yeah.
So
can't escape death.
Yeah, you can't escape it. So God bless the dead Mel. Now Mel was the person that handled Powers and Raekwon's business. So I remember they had the Wu-Tang van wrapped, and they used to come up there and pick me up and stuff like that, and it just was a bunch of fanfare.
Yeah, but before you get there, I'm trying to really get a visual of that moment that AZ passed your music to Power, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, being that y'all patting yourselves behind Wu-Tang in a sense, right? So you just didn't know who he was, No,
I didn't know who he was.
That's what I'm saying. And they was already Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Because Power at that time was really behind the scenes.
Yeah, he executive producer.
And all that, and even Wu Wear and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right?
All of that.
All that. Now, okay, AZ give him the music. What was his, I guess, response or his reaction to you? Like, did he say, yo, I need to sign him ASAP, or I need that? Break that down.
Well, me judging from the speed at which AZ came back and told me. And shout out to AZ. One thing I could say about
he threw alley-oops.
Yeah, he threw alley-oop,
Salute.
but never asked me for nothing out of it. Never act like I owed him anything. I respect you for that. A.
Yo, salute to
You see what I'm
AZ.
saying?
That's G'd up.
Yeah, I respect
Salute.
you for that. So, so judging from the speed in which AZ returned and set up the meeting, I would say it was a positive reaction from the stuff that he heard. Because not for nothing, we have fire, bro.
Got you.
Yeah.
Listen, I know. I know.
Yeah.
And then the streets already told me, and then if you look in the comments of your teaser,
Right.
this dude saying, baby dad been spitting crazy bars.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then, what?
All right,
What?
cool. Shout out to
What?
shout out to the comments.
Dad been nice. Twiz been nice. That's all you
Yeah,
see in the
yeah,
comments.
thank
Salute
you.
to the Rec Mob and everybody in the
Thank you,
comments.
everybody. Thank
No
you.
doubt. Yeah, you're welcome.
So-
Okay, because I like getting to all the elements
Right,
of
right.
the whole story. AZ passed, I guess at that time, was it a tape? To
It was a
Power.
CD.
CD.
Yeah.
The Power. And say like, I don't know, hypothetically speaking, it might have been a Thursday, right? They say if it was a Thursday, right? What day did you hear that response? Was it on like a Sunday, Monday, even Saturday? Like hypothetically speaking, because I know you don't remember
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
day.
would be lying if I said I
Was it like
remembered.
3 days?
Actually, I think it was about a week or two later.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because these dudes, they moving and shaking.
Of course, they're on tour.
So what I could say, excuse me, the next time that him and A got together is when I got the phone call. You understand?
And I want all the elements. You here to stay that you're not running nowhere. MRecktv got you for 2 hours. You got the phone call. We want to know, what was that phone call like?
A said to me, yo, take this number down. So I took the number down. He like, homeboy name is Mel, call him. And I'm like, Mel? He said, yeah. He said, the guy that was on the steps that I gave the CD to, his name is Power. He's the executive producer of all the Wu-Tang stuff. And he's interested in doing business with you. And I thanked him. And he said, yo, just look out for my little brother. And I said, always, eh? And because Wayne did beats.
Okay.
Yeah, because what I did was, because like I said, when we were younger, my crew that I ran with, even though I lived down the hill, the crew that I ran with was between 145th, between Amsterdam and Broadway. You understand? And my boy, shout out to Audley, shout out to Kenneth, shout out to Mikey, shout out to Marv that was down the hill with me. See, they all did bids. They all got, because we was a stick-up crew. My brothers had the whole hill on some stick-up shit. What they would do is, because back then, you know, Broadway had all of the Dominicans. That's where all the coke was.
So we would wait up top to get your weight.
Yes, sir.
And I remember, because even 50 said it in a rap. 50 said something to the effect of, we serve anybody like the Dominicans from Uptown. Something like that.
Yeah.
Remember, you hop out, Uptown, them niggas like, yo, Poppy, what you want? What you want, Poppy?
Thousands of them. Don't do something and they chase you up out of there deep.
Yo, I'm going to tell you something. Me and my brother got into it with the Dominicans in the game room
on Broadway.
And they locked the spot. They locked the spot.
I
don't know how we got out of there. We was fighting like 30 Dominicans rolling on the floor, throwing niggas, into the game. I don't know how we got out of there.
Don't let them say joropero.
Yo, my clothes was all ripped up and all that, but we got up out of there. I was like 17, 18.
Nah, they formed.
Yeah.
So around that
Shouts to my brother Rome. He know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Yeah, but
so my block actually, even though I lived down the hill, I hung out up the hill between my crew was between 145th on Amsterdam and Broadway, which the 30th precinct eventually I found out named us. They had a nickname for us. They call us the Fox Unit.
Damn.
Because of 145, I guess the 5 they started calling us the Fox Unit.
Gotcha.
So one thing I learned in life, and I learned this from watching my brothers from their mistakes. I learned that it wasn't what you do, it's how you do it. You understand? I did all the dirt, but it wasn't what you do, it's how you do it. Like my boys, like we would do jukes, and then they would buy a pound of weed. We buy a bunch of dirt bikes, buy like 6 hoopties. You see what I'm saying? Run through the money and then back doing it again. Me, for instance, I did a jukes, and I went and bought studio equipment. You see what I'm saying?
Smart man. Salute.
Yeah. So I went and bought studio equipment because I was rhyming. So I'm like, yo, and I believe I could do beats because the way that I write in my head, I write to a beat in my head. But when I try to bring the beat out, it doesn't come out how I thought it should.
Gotcha.
So what I did was I said to Wayne, which is Azie brother, I say, yo, Bug, you want to do beats? He's like, yeah. I said, all right, come upstairs, get the equipment, and keep it in your house. And that's how Bug started doing beats.
Wow. Yeah. So Bugs is Wayne.
Bugs is Wayne.
Okay.
Bug Bonds.
Got you. All right. Now, you get the call from Azie. He give you the number to Mel, right? Now, from that point, how long did it take for you to become a member of American Cream Team? And Raekwon is like, I want to say, the head honcho of that, in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah, give me that.
So
time frame.
it was a thinning of the herd.
Okay.
Because like I said, it was 8 members originally in Harlem Hoods. So me, people that really know me, I tend to get along with everybody. So, you know, when you're dealing with a group of people, you're dealing with different egos and different personalities.
Facts.
So me, I'm in the middle. So, for instance, Reggie and Banky didn't get along, which is Chip Banks, right? So whenever I'm with Reggie, Banks looking at me like this. Whenever I'm with Banks, Reggie looking at me like this. So Banky was my man. The way I met Banks was Bug, which is Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
He knocked on my door one day because my room was the first room, so I heard a knock on my wall.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to the door and I opened the door, I seen it was Bug. He had somebody with him.
Mm-hmm.
So Bug was like, yo, Dad, let him hold that thing, B. So I'm like, Bug, I don't lend my thing out, bro. You never get it back when you do.
You already know that.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, he convinced me to let him hold the thing or whatever. So, I don't know, he must have had some problems or something. So, when they bought it back, I didn't want it. I'm like, yo, keep that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
So, that made Chip take a liking to me. You understand? And from that point on, we used to be in Bug House, listening to beats and doing songs and all that. So, he took a liking to me. So around the time that I started messing with Ray and them, remember, he wasn't initially a part of Harlem Hoods. You see, it was my other people.
Got you.
So Chip, anybody who know him, he's a beast. You see what I'm saying? So one thing I learned about Chip, that if he senses weakness, he's gonna feed off of that. You can't be weak around Banks. You see what I'm saying?
He's like a wolf.
Yeah, he's a wolf. He's from the east side. East side dudes was different. You see what I'm saying? I remember back in the days, you could always tell an east side dude. You said that, I'm meaning the east side of Harlem. So, Chip was, so what it did was it caused tension within everyone. And one day we had a meeting at Red's house. And they called me up to the meeting, and they was like, now this was when we was in the process of doing the paperwork and all that kind of stuff, and the interest was there.
Okay.
The Wu van pulling up to my building often, so everybody knew what was happening. So this was around the time. So
what year is this about? Just give him a time frame.
Right. Excuse my language.
Yeah, but you said we was going through the timeline, so.
Okay, so I probably would say 99.
99.
Yeah,
okay.
Because I think.
What album was out from the Wu, so people can know? That you was like, yo, damn, we definitely got to come with some heat. This joint just dropped.
I don't know, Rec. I'll be lying if I told you I remember exactly which albums.
But you said Raid
I knew
was out already.
They were
Ghost
at the pinnacle of their careers.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew that much.
Yeah. Did Meth drop already?
All of them dropped.
Okay.
All of them dropped. I think Wu Forever was out or something.
Oh, okay. The second album.
Yeah, whatever album was out around 99, 2000.
Yeah, I think it was the second
because
album.
Ray was working on his sophomore album.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, we got it. 99, 2000.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
So, we had the meeting, and they were like, yo, because Banks was my man. You see what I'm saying? I brought Banks around the situation. So they was like, yo, Dad, you know what I'm saying? Yo, we don't think we're going to go forward with this because, because Banks, this, that, and this. I don't remember the exact conversation, but what I got from it was they were asking me to make a choice at that point.
And this is the Wu-Tang cats?
No, this was my Harlem Hood cats.
Oh, your Harlem Hood cats.
Yeah. We had a meeting because Banks is over here and the Harlem Hoods is over here. I bought Banks.
Gotcha.
So we had a meeting and they was like, yo, Dad, we don't know if we're going forward at this point. Basically what you gonna do. So what I said to them was I made a compromise. I said, yo, I understand we all came in this thing together because everybody looked for me for leadership. I understand we all came in this thing together, but this is an opportunity I can't, just let pass.
Opportunity of a lifetime, yeah.
I said, yo, I'm gonna go do what I do and I'm gonna bring it back home. Y'all got my word on that. So that's how that happened. Then I went, got Banks and said, yo, Banks, you with me. So that's how Banks came into the picture.
Wow.
So
that's ill. Salute to you on that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
so now
it's you and Banks.
Yeah, it's me and Banks. So now
Chip Banks.
Chip Banks, yeah.
Yeah.
So now Ray is working on his sophomore album. So the way that they do things that I've learned is they will go to a certain state, a designated state, wherever Ray want to do his album at. Like for instance, and this is, Ray wanted to do his album in Atlanta, at least the first half of it in Atlanta. They will go down there. They will rent a bunch of villas, and you know what? If I'm not, I'm bugging. At this time, Harlem Hoods was still with us. I think I went a little further. Okay. Because I remember Say Cool and that, cause they rented villas and they put the team there, and then they rented a condo on Peachtree Street, and they had me and Banks stay at the condo, and they had the rest of the Harlem Hoods stay over there at the thing. And the regiment. So you still took the whole hood with you? That was with you at the time. Yeah. That's ill. So I got to salute you for that. Thank you. Yeah, salute. That's real. Yeah, and I think the tension boiled to the point where we had that meeting. So I got a little ahead of myself. So
you're talking about
the schedule was rigorous. Okay. And I learned just how hard it is because it's the entertainment business. And it's a business side of it also, entertainment, which is create the product. Got you. Excuse me. Yeah, you good. So the schedule was rigorous. You would get up about 1 o'clock. You go to the studio, stay there till about 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So you be there like 13, sleep. 14 hours. Yeah. Go home, sleep, get up at 1 o'clock and do it again. That's how Ray does it. So that's what we were doing. Like the military, then. Yeah. It was a schedule. Well, you know, we went to parties and we went to promotions. I remember we had a big melee at Club 112. Ray get busy, fam. When it come to fight, Ray get busy. How busy? Because I mean, people. Ray get busy because you know, I even before we locked everything in, we kind of almost went gun to gun with Ray and Power, and they didn't back down over some checks. You understand? This was before we went to Atlanta. We almost went, and they didn't back down. They bought Dabba Chief from Brooklyn. Shout out to my man Dabba Chief. I love you to death. Big Duke, and you know, that's how I met Duke. But moving back to, so when we was in Atlanta, I remember Mel. Yeah, I remember Mel coming to us. And said that Ray wants y'all to fly with him. You and Banks to fly with him to New York. He's doing something for Funk Flex album. So you know, we were excited. You see what I'm saying? Funk Flex album. Funk Flex at that time. Yeah. So we're down there working on Ray's album, and Mel told us that we're going to New York to do the song with Funk Flex. So I remember on the plane, and this a funny story on the plane. So Chip and I are on the plane. So for some reason, and I know Ray and Power will remember this if they ever hear it, when they hear it. Gotcha. So we were on the plane. They were in first class, and we were in coach, right? Gotcha. So the plane encountered some really heavy turbulence. Turbulence I've never felt on a plane before. Literally, right? Like, let's say the plane flying, you can feel it. You feel it drop. Damn. Yeah, it did that about twice. Oh, no. And I remember the second time it dropped, because we was writing our rhymes on the plane for the Flex song. Oh, wow. Yeah. So dope, though. I remember when the plane dropped, I looked at Chip, and he looked back at me, and it was a silence. It was no words needed being said. The body language spoke. Yeah. But the look we gave each other was like, damn, fam, this is how we gonna go out. Like, I can't believe this is how we gonna go out. La bumba. Yeah, that's how it felt, bro. Yeah, that's how it felt. So we got to New York. I don't remember what studio we went to. I don't even remember if Flex was there. I don't think he was. But that was the first time I met Inspector Deck. And that was the first time I met Method Man, was at the studio for that song. What studio was that? Yeah, I don't remember the studio. Was it Chung Kane? Because I know... Maybe. Yeah. I know it wasn't a Hit Factory or anything wasn't like D&D, of course not. Nah, it wasn't D&D. I know Flex liked D&D too. I'm trying to think. Okay.
You know, we move past that. So now, when y'all do the song for Flex, where's Flex? Was he there at the studio?
Nah, Flex wasn't there. Flex wasn't there.
Mm.
And I remember writing the verse, and because I was supposed to come on twice.
Oh,
see,
okay.
if you look at the song, you see Banky come on twice. But I was stuck. I caught a writer's block. You understand? So I kind of missed the boat. So
So now, when you say you were supposed to be on there twice on the album or twice on the song?
on the song,
Okay, gotcha.
2 short verses.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I caught a block, and I think it was the nerves. I think I was still high off of. I still was high off of what was happening.
Gotcha.
So we did that song. So then we went back to Atlanta.
Hold on. What was the name of that song? Because that's on Flex album.
Yeah, it's on Funkmaster Flex Volume 3, the final chapter. The name of the song is called Wu-Tang Cream Team Lineup.
Wow.
And
That's history.
yeah. So at that point we were still Harlem Hoods. Because if you hear Flex on the song, he like Harlem Hoods, Wu-Tang, you see what I'm saying? So it was later when we went to Cali that Power changed the name to American Cream Team, the group. Because like I said, it was a thinning out of the herd.
Gotcha.
See, so when we went back to Atlanta, I would get phone calls and like, yo, Flex going crazy on the radio with your song and all that, and it was a good feeling.
So you was getting calls from NY?
Yeah, NY. Cause we went and did the song and flew back and got back to work down there.
And the streets was just saying,
yeah,
yo,
the streets is calling us.
yo, you all over the radio,
bugging,
Flex going crazy.
Throwing bombs and all that
God,
stuff. Shout out to Flex.
Salute. Shout out to Flex.
Yeah. And
Dad got some new music too. I need you to go crazy on that
Flex.
too. And me and Dad got the joint,
Flex.
so go crazy on it. The
I
new
need
joints.
you, Flex.
Yes, sir.
Word
Salute,
up,
Flex.
homie.
Stop playing. Let's get it.
I believe I got what you want, Flex. I believe so. And last time I saw Flex, I'm just to speak on Flex. It felt good to see that he remembered me. Last time I saw Flex, I saw him on 145th on Broadway, between 145th and 144th. They had a club right there that he was DJing at, and it felt good to see that he still remembered me.
Was that a while ago? Or that was
yeah,
like,
it was a while ago.
Okay.
That was around probably 2013.
Okay, that
2014.
wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
2013, 2014. What was his vibe?
It was good. It was,
The energy
you
was
know,
good?
he still remembered me. You know?
Bracement?
Yeah,
Doing the bracement?
yeah. He
So
still
salute
remembered
to
me.
Flex.
That meant something to me.
Keep it
Shout out
G'd
to
up.
Master Killer too.
Oh, that's my brother. Shout out to Master Killer. That's my
Love
brother.
Killer, bro.
Yo, official.
Yeah.
Killer,
He
what's up?
remembered me
Salute.
too, because recently I went to a Ghostface show. He had a show at Sony Hall.
Yeah, you did a show with Ghost like 2 months ago or so, right?
Well, I didn't do. I did a show with Ray.
Okay, well, right.
Before that, shout out to Ray. We did a show at Red Roosters in Harlem.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
In your backyard?
In my backyard.
Wow, that's crazy. Salute.
Yeah.
Yo, I was supposed to go to that joint.
He was. I should have thought to
Yo,
call you.
I
though,
swear
Reck.
I was
I'm
supposed to
sorry,
go.
bro.
I forgot.
Yeah, next time I won't leave you out. I
It's
should
all
have thought
good.
to call
Yo,
you.
I swear I was gonna pull up, but it was something else going on in Brooklyn. So now I'm gonna keep it in Brooklyn.
Right.
I should have. Man, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's
The
all
Red
good.
Rooster. How was it though?
It was good, bro. You know, when I haven't seen Ray in a while, and the embracement and the respect and the love that he showed me every time I see him, even for not seeing him in a while. I love that about him, bro. And, you know,
it was like y'all saw each other yesterday.
it's like we saw each other yesterday.
Got you.
And
So
I
now,
love
did
that
you
about him.
know about this show, or you just got the call?
Well, my man Pop Shit from 8th Ave, that produced some songs. He produced on the Mobilarity album. He produced Yes is Raw. Yeah, he produced Raw on the Mobilarity album. So he told us that he was throwing a tribute for Raekwon at Red Roosters, and he want me to come and rock with him.
Wow.
You understand?
Salute to him.
Yeah,
salute.
to
That's
Pop.
being G'd up. Salute to Pop. On that.
So yeah, so I
How many joints you wound up rocking out that night?
Just one.
Oh, one. Okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
Ray did his lineup, and then he brought me on, and we did "It's Not a Game," the song to the black and white movie soundtrack.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So hold on. Where's this footage at? Nobody got this footage?
If you go on my Instagram,
Okay.
which is at btwiz, that's BTWIZ, you will get basically everything you need to know about me.
No, I'm talking about the footage of his performance.
Yeah, I got some.
Oh, you got some more? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you got.
Yeah.
Your history.
Then my boy
there.
Gans got a lot of the footage.
Okay, salute.
Shout out to PL Gans.
Salute.
So now we're back in Atlanta, and they're playing our song on the radio, and I believe Power and Raekwon they liked the feedback that we was getting. So now the second phase of working on this album, we went to California, and what they did was they rented a mansion out in the Hollywood Hills for some old astronomical number, like 15,000-20,000 a month or some crazy stuff like that.
But they was getting it though.
Yeah, and they gave, and each of us had rooms, and we completed the album out in California.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was that process like?
It was the same process.
Was the studio in the house, or y'all went to another location?
Yeah. We went to the studio every night. It was the same way how it was in Atlanta. Yeah, it was the same way how it was in California.
Now, who was here? Is this the time Lord Superb was here?
I met Perb in Atlanta, actually.
Okay, you met him in Atlanta.
Yeah,
okay.
But so to be clear, once the Harlem Hoods, for lack of a better word, disbanded, it became the American Cream Scene, which consisted of M.Reck. Shout out to M.Reck. Shout out to Polite. Lord Superb, who recently died.
Yeah, that's my homie.
Lord Superb.
R.P. Lord Superb.
Consisted of Chip Banks. I believe that's it. Yeah, so that's what it consisted of. So while Ray was doing his album, we was doing the Cream Team album, and we completed the album, right? So we flew back to New York, right? Temporarily. You know, everybody was missing their family and this and that, so we flew back to New York.
About how long y'all was out in L.A. doing these albums? 2 months, 4 months, 6 months?
Well, as far as for the recording of the album, because we frequented L.A., but as far as for the recording of the album, it took about a month. Oh. Yeah. So while
that was fast.
Yeah. We did a month in Atlanta, a month in Cali. Okay. So
2 months.
While we were doing that, we were recording the Cream Team album, which we completed. And so we came back to New York to visit our family and everybody get a fresh breath of fresh air and everything. And the funny part about it is when I was on the road frequently, I used to be homesick. And then when I get home, I got sick of being home because dudes is out there doing nothing, bro.
It's the same thing going on.
Yeah,
man.
so then when I get back out the road, I'm homesick again. It's weird.
Yeah.
So
I know.
We came back. So one time, I believe we was in the Head Factory. We was in one of those big famous studios. So Reg and I was working on a song that I got called Patriot Games. And this song is, like I said, vividly. I learned how to tell vivid stories from Cool G Rap. So I was writing the song. So I had the radio right there. And I was listening to a beat that the Infinite Architects, which produced songs on Ray album too. It was some old military. Well, the beat made me want to write some old military black ops kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
So, let's say if it was a table, like this is a table. Like Reg and I was sitting at the table where you was sitting, and we had a little yellow radio there while Ray was in the booth recording. So while Reg and I are at the table, Power and another Caucasian gentleman was sitting over there on a couch over there somewhere. So I'm writing the song, I'm writing in. And the way I write, I never use pen and paper, but what I do is I write my rhymes through repetition. Like I will get the first lines and say it over and over and over. It's weird. Lines
kind of what Jay-Z does in Big.
Yeah. So lines just start to slip in and stuff. Cause
Start coming to you.
Yeah. So I felt the pen and the paper kind of slowed me down.
Yeah,
so I never wrote like that. So I was writing a rhyme. So Power and the other gentleman was over there sitting down. So later on, Mel told us that that gentleman, which was James Toback, the director James Toback, he was shooting a movie, and he wanted Ray and Power to star in it, and Ray and Power promoting their artists brought us into the movie too.
Wow.
That's how we wound up in the movie Black and White.
Salute.
Yeah, that's how that came
Salute.
about. Now, we wound up doing the soundtrack for the song of Black and White. I believe we recorded that in Cali. Okay, so now we're in the process of shooting the movie. That's where I met Mike Tyson. I got a funny story about Mike Tyson too. Shout out Mike. Yo, when I was younger, I literally used to think I was Mike Tyson.
Wow.
I patented his whole style and stuff like that because I used to box.
Oh,
But,
wow.
Yeah, but I knew that I was smart enough to know that you can only concentrate on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And also, if I'm not going to give it all my all, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to go in the ring and get embarrassed.
Yeah.
You understand? So,
It's serious in that ring.
yeah, it's serious.
Yeah.
So, I met Mike Tyson. Now,
Go into that funny story, because Mike Tyson stories is like, it's limited. I mean, it's stories out there, but it's different kind of stories. I need your story.
all right, so it's two people on this planet that I said if I ever meet them, I'm going to turn into a fan. And I got funny stories about both of them.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go to the
One was
mic.
Mike Tyson. The other was ODB.
Okay.
Right? I loved ODB. Out of the whole
RP.
Wu-Tang,
ODB.
I always felt ODB the most. You understand? Because he ain't care about nothing. So we're in my trailer. So, you know, when you're shooting movies, when you're not on the set, they house you in trailers and for the set to be prepared and all of that stuff. So we was in my trailer. So I had a shorty of mine, and she was thick. Like her body just was off the chain. She had the tongue ring, and so we on my trailer. So I noticed Mike keep looking at my shorty, right? So I'm like, yo, Mike, what's happening, bro? Like, why you keep looking at my shorty? You like that or something? I'm like, yo, show him your tongue ring.
Hold on. You. Now, we got to put this in perspective. Did you press Mike, or was more so like...
It was joke. It was all in jest.
Oh, okay,
It was all in jest.
Got you.
Yeah. Because like I said, Mike
that's
Tyson,
still Mike
I couldn't
Tyson.
let him know I was a fan. Like, let me make this clear.
Yeah.
I didn't let these people know I was huge fans. I contained it and just kept it inside. But
Got you.
seriously, when I was younger, they used to call me Baby Mike.
So,
So I'm like, yo, Kim, show me your tongue ring. So she showed her the tongue ring. He's like, look, man. He's like, I don't know what she wants from me. Like, she like, yo, they already said I raped somebody. What she want? Money? Anything? I said,
Say word.
Mike. Yeah, man. Shout out, Mike. I love
Shout out
it.
to Mike Tyson,
Last
man.
time I saw Mike Tyson was on 146 by my mother building. By my mother building, 146. Between Convent and Amsterdam, man. He was with Von Zip when Von Zip was dying.
R.P. Von Zip.
Yeah. And they pulled
I shot
up.
his doc too.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. For General and Elise.
Yeah.
And Zip's sister.
Yeah.
Me and
Von
Carly.
Zip is my son's grandfather.
Oh wow.
That's my relationship with Von Zip.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Now you said you told the shorty to show Mike Tyson the tongue ring, and he was saying, I don't know what she want from me.
Yeah, it just was funny because, you know, Mike, he got a distinctive way of talking. So it just made everybody in the trailer laugh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, was you kind of like throwing the alley-oop to Mike? Like, yo, look, Mike, I'm going to let you live.
I basically was.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I was.
So he didn't know how to take it.
He didn't bite it. Yeah. Plus, you know, I understood where he was coming from.
Yeah, because he came off that little case.
Yeah, had to do that bit, all kind of
Yeah,
stuff. I understood where he was coming from.
He was skeptical like an
But I did it all in joke, though. It was just jokes.
But would you let him slide if he was like, yo, Dad, you know, I'm gonna beat the pussy up?
She wasn't my wifey. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, homie, live.
Because you know Mike is a wild boy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. If she was going to do it, I couldn't stop her. That's Mike Tyson.
Yeah, straight up.
Would she go around my back and bless him? So, you know.
So what was Mike's reaction when you I guess was telling him like, yo, look, he was just more so like,
it's just his reservation that made me laugh,
Gotcha.
bro. It's just the way that he did it.
That's a dope story, though.
That made me laugh. Made everybody laugh.
That's ill.
So the last time I saw Mike, he was with Von Zip, and they pulled up in a SUV, and I spoke to Mike and I spoke to Zip before he died.
Wow. R.I.P.
Yeah,
Von
R.I.P.
Zip. You mentioned also meeting ODB.
Yeah, ODB, right? So, the way that they do it also is after the album is completed, they will have a listening party.
Okay.
So for this particular listening party, Raekwon and Power, they rented out the Hit Factory. They got a bunch of food, like picture in the Hit Factory. You know when you're in the studios, you're in the couch and all that stuff, and the control room is over there. We weren't in the control room. All the food and everybody and the executives from the labels and all that.
Gotcha.
Everybody was basically in the area, you know, socializing. So when I came, I saw my boy ODB over there. So I'm saying to myself, like, oh shit, that's ODB. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, yo, I know this ain't ODB, man. So they had the food. So I went to the table. I made myself a plate. So I made the plate. I sat down. I ate. So I'm still excited because, like I said, you can't show people like you won't. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I'm still excited. So I finished my plate. So after I finish my plate, I go to the garbage. So I go to the garbage and just put my plate in the garbage. So at this time, ODB walks up to the table where the food is and was like, yo, ain't no more plates over there? I'm like, nah, ain't no more plates, family. I could go find you one if you want me to. He's like, nah, don't worry about it. Yo, Rec, my G. Dude took my plate out the garbage.
Stop playing.
Scraped the bones off of it. And made a plate, B. I said I love this dude.
Yo,
man.
shouts to ODB.
He's ODB for real.
Salute.
It's not an act.
Oh,
He's really
man.
old dirty bastard.
Salute.
So you know that was a story I will always remember about me and Old Dirty.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's official, man.
So now we at the movie Black and White, right? This was funny because you know Mike. He got a distinctive way of talking, so it just made everybody in the trailer laugh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, was you kind of like throwing the alley-oop to Mike? Like, yo, look, Mike, I'm gonna let you live.
I basically was.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I was.
So he didn't know how to take it.
He didn't bite it. Yeah. Plus, you know, I understood where he was coming from.
Yeah, because he came off that little case.
Yeah, had to do that bit, all kind of stuff. I understood where he was coming from.
He was skeptical like an M.Reck.
But I did it all in joke, though. It was just jokes.
But would you let him slide if he was like, yo, Dad, you know, I'm gonna beat the pussy up?
She wasn't my wifey. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, homie, live.
Because you know Mike is a wild boy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. If she was going to do it, I couldn't stop her. That's Mike Tyson.
Yeah, straight up.
Would she go around my back and bless him? So, you know.
So what was Mike's reaction when you I guess was telling him like, yo, look, he was just more so like,
it's just his reservation that made me laugh.
Gotcha.
Bro. It's just the way that he did it.
That's a dope story, though.
That made me laugh. Made everybody laugh.
That's ill.
So the last time I saw Mike, he was with Von Zip, and they pulled up in a SUV, and I spoke to Mike and I spoke to Zip before he died.
Wow. R.I.P.
Yeah,
Von Zip.
So you
mentioned also meeting ODB.
Yeah, ODB, right? So, the way that they do it also is after the album is completed, they will have a listening party.
Okay.
So for this particular listening party, Raekwon and Power, they rented out the Hit Factory. They got a bunch of food, like picture in the Hit Factory. You know when you're in the studios, you're in the couch and all that stuff, and the control room is over there. We weren't in the control room. All the food and everybody and the executives from the labels and all that.
Gotcha.
Everybody was basically in the area, you know, socializing. So when I came, I saw my boy ODB over there. So I'm saying to myself, like, oh shit, that's ODB. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, yo, I know this ain't ODB, man. So they had the food. So I went to the table. I made myself a plate. So I made the plate. I sat down. I ate. So I'm still excited because, like I said, you can't show people like you won't. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I'm still excited. So so I finished my plate. So after I finish my plate, I go to the garbage. So I go to the garbage and just put my plate in the garbage. So at this time, ODB walks up to the table where the food is. It was like, yo, ain't no more plates over there? I'm like, nah, ain't no more plates, family. I could go find you one if you want me to. He's like, nah, don't worry about it. Yo, Rec, my G. Dude took my plate out the garbage. Stop playing. Scraped the bones off of it. And made a plate, B. I said I love this dude.
Yo, shouts to ODB.
He's ODB for real. It's not an act. He's really old dirty bastard.
Salute.
So you know that was a story I will always remember about me and Old Dirty.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's official, man.
So now we at the movie Black and White, right? So we're shooting the scene for the movie. We shot it somewhere down at the West Side. That was shot in some kind of condo by the West Side Highway over there downtown. Now,
speak on that scene. Was that real? Him slapping?
Yeah, Mike really slapped him.
Explain that, like, cause that was like a myth, but now that you hear,
in the movie, cause Robert Downey Jr. played this gay person to the T. If you didn't know he was acting, you would really think he was gay. Shout out to Robert Downey Jr. I recently looked at Tropic Thunder, and that dude is just phenomenal.
He's incredible.
I had conversations with him on set.
Is that the dude that played Iron Man?
Yeah, that's the same dude. I had conversations with him on set. I had me and Elijah Woods, you know, Elijah Wood, he kind of used me to get in character. Like, we'd share 40 ounce together and stuff like that.
That's
Elijah Woods is from Lord of the Rings. Shout out to Stephen Baldwin.
Salute.
You know, I met all of these.
Shout out to all of them.
Prominent actors.
Yes,
and they were really down to earth.
But let's get back to that slap. Mike Tyson gave Robert Downey Jr., right? That's his name?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. So in the scene, as you saw, Robert Downey, Mike Tyson was standing at the window because a lot of that movie was improvised. Yeah, James Toback, he didn't give us a script and was like, yo, follow this script. His method for that movie was like, yo, just do what you do.
Off impulse.
Yeah, just, this is the general scene, and just do it how you do it.
Okay.
So when Robert Downey walked up to Mike and said what he said to him, I don't know if Mike blacked out.
Yeah, I think Mike blacked.
Yeah, Mike kind of blacked out, right?
Yeah, he did.
I don't know if Mike blacked out, but he just slapped fire out of it. And Robert stayed in character.
Word?
Yeah, he didn't say cut, none of that. He stayed in character.
Now, but this is off impulse. So everybody like yourself, Power, Ray, you're all around. So when Mike slapped them, and I know it echoed in the whole room, did y'all laugh? How y'all hold your laugh? Because it's off impulse. Nobody knows it's coming.
It was more shock than laughter. It was like, oh, yo, he just slapped them Banks? Was that acting? Like, we was dizzy. We was dizzy. Were they acting?
What?
Nah, that was acting. Until we asked Mike, and he was like, nah, you know.
What Mike said?
Mike said he slapped him.
But did Mike say, like, I don't play that gay shit?
Nah, he ain't say none of that.
Okay.
Well, you know, he didn't go into it.
Yeah.
That's Mike. We
Mike
don't want to
was
say
offended.
too much.
Yeah, Mike was just offended.
Yeah, he really got offended.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he handled it how he might have handled it in an initial situation.
But the reason why I'm asking, because it's still Mike Tyson, and we know how Mike do in the ring. But Mike Tyson being on a movie set, slapping somebody, how loud was that slap?
Yo, bro, watch the movie. That's how loud it was.
Because you know now, when you edit in a movie, they're going to add the sound effects and all that. So
There's
that's
no sound effects.
See, I don't know this. I'm watching it just like,
it was loud.
wow.
Yeah, his face was red after the scene. Yeah, it was loud.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And you got to witness that.
Yeah, I got to witness
Wow.
that.
That's it.
Shout out to Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Iron Man, a.k.a. Iron Man.
A.k.a. Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
I pray if my plan that I mapped out for myself come to fruition, I pray that I will be able to be working with you soon. And because, you know, Rec, I'm smart enough to know that everything starts with a plan.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
what's just as important as the plan is execution.
Execution. Yes,
So
sir, my
you
brother.
can have a plan, but if you don't execute it, then it will never come to life. I knew Jim. I wasn't close with Jim, and Jim knew me. You understand? Just like I knew Cam. I knew Joel's better than all of them.
Oh, wow.
And I knew Uncasa. I just texted Uncasa recently. I heard he shouted me out on his channel. And I said to Un,
Yeah, I
yo,
know,
I don't got no hard feelings with you, bro. And you know it's always love. And he hit me back on Instagram, say, yo, Thad, you always been one of my favorite MCs, bro. I respect you. And I hit him back likewise. So shout out to Uncasa.
Salute to Uncasa.
Where it started going wrong between Jim and I was Shice Bub. Shout out to Shice Bub. Now, Shice Bub wanted to do a song
That's
with
a
Ray.
Okay.
Right?
Got you. So
Shice Bub was working on the Purple City mixtape, and he was doing it at a studio on 141st on Hamilton. Shout out to A Mafia, one of the realest.
That's the homie.
That's his hood right there.
Okay.
Shout out to my boy A Mafia.
Shout out to A Mafia.
Mafia got a new project coming out. Support my boy A Mafia.
We both got songs with A Mafia too.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
shout out to A
So
Mafia.
so I called Ray. Yo, Ray, you know, my boy Shice Bub want to do something with you. You know, Ray was like, oh, what's the numbers? So I told Ray the numbers. He was like, all right, where you at? So I told him where I was at. So Ray came through. So we went to the studio. Shice said he was running a little bit behind time. So
Let me stop you there, and because the fans gonna want to know. At that time, you know, Ray was hot. What was Ray getting at that time? I know he probably
I
did
don't
a
know.
favor.
Yeah,
for you.
he did. He gave him the homie price.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, because that was
Okay.
his business.
Got
I didn't
you.
really get into
Okay.
it. I let him and Shice talk.
Okay. Got
You
you.
see what I'm saying?
Got you.
So, so when Shice came, he came with Jim. So, you know, Jim and I was having small talk while Shice and Ray worked out whatever they had to work out. So now we was leaving. So when we was leaving, Jim walked down with us. Now this was around the time Dipset was hot.
Got
It
you.
was on fire. You understand what I'm saying? So when we went downstairs, you know, Jim talking, he talking, and he kind of said something that offended me, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
God bless the dead. Chip Banks said, yo, Dad, man, you wear your emotions on your sleeves. You need to stop that. I remember Banks distinctively saying that to me at some time. So Jim said something to the effect of, I'm gonna say, you know me, Dad, like, if I wasn't doing this music thing, you know me, I have two birds and be in the street. So what that did, and it annoyed me, and due to the fact that sometimes I have a habit of wearing my emotions on my sleeves, I think he might have picked up on that. So you know,
why did it annoy you? I mean,
this goes to anybody. Can anybody in Harlem come to me and say to me that Jim is known for birds, for making a whole bunch of money selling bricks?
Got you.
Yeah, so I felt it was fraudulent.
Got you.
But maybe I shouldn't have handled it how I handled it. But like I said, I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and it annoyed me at that point.
You wasn't trying to stamp that because it wasn't official.
Nah, I wasn't trying to stamp that, and I think that's what he was looking for, a stamp for Raekwon. But I don't know. I just didn't stamp it.
You just not that guy for that.
Yeah. At that time, I wasn't.
Yeah.
So, but the real beef wasn't necessarily between Jim and I. The real beef was between Gangsta Lou and Jim. Yeah. So the reason Gangsta Lou and Jim had problems was because of some homie stuff. You see, Lou keeps me away from his homie side of things.
So when you say homie stuff, you talking about like
some gang stuff.
The blood affiliation?
Yeah, because both of them are non-trade.
Got you. Oh,
right.
Wow.
Both of them are Billies, non-text grenades. Both of them are.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And shout out to my homie RC. My nephew RC, rather, that's in Green Haven. I just went to see him. Shout out to the boy, Mr. Nice, who just got 95 years, bro.
Wow.
They gave Nice 95 years. That's crazy. Damn. And shout out to the Ape Jab, B. I don't know what pound you in, Jab, but your name is ringing a lot of bells. He from 148 between Amsterdam and Broadway. To all yeah. So the beef was really between them two. See, I'm not homie. So Lou always kept me separated from that side of his life.
Got you.
Right? So the beef got spiraled so out of control that Lou was running around Harlem looking for Jim, and Jim was hiding. If you look on the internet, you'll see people talking about some guy named Gangsta Lou chasing Jim around Harlem. It was like that because Lou was very strong. You understand? So one day, Lou asked me to come with him downtown. So I'm like, where we going, Lou? He's like, yo, we going to this studio downtown.
About how long ago was this? I know it's been a minute, but you know, just time frame wise, if you could.
Damn, Reck, you stay doing that.
I got to, because people, they gonna want to know now.
It was a while ago.
This is. Did Jim Jones have an album out at this time?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think, matter of fact, I think this was around the time at the height of his career when Ballin' was out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. This was at the height of his career.
Oh, okay.
When he had the most strength.
Yeah.
So, he says, yo, it's this dude named True Life that want to meet me. I'm like, word? He like, yeah. He said, yo, I heard Jim try to get True Life.
To get at him?
To get at him. You understand? And True Life and them came uptown and got at some dudes that they thought was Lou. That Lou eventually told me it was some dudes named Artie Boo from down the hill.
Wow.
That got at some dudes they thought was Lou, but actually was Artie booing them. I think Lou said when Jim was shouting the name, this is what True Life told him. When Jim was shouting the name on the phone, you know, he thought it was Lou. All right. So anyway, from what my brother is telling me, he said, and you will have to get him here to go.
Yeah, we're gonna get Gangsta Lou.
Yeah,
definitely. Salute. That's the homie too. So let's not get it twisted. That's the homie.
Yeah. And yeah, check on the documentary too. Lou's gonna break everything down on the documentary, which is Baby Thad versus Twiz. The documentary that I'm working on.
When that coming?
That's coming Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We dropping
that. That's right around the corner.
Yeah, that's coming Thanksgiving.
Salute.
And we dropping a soundtrack with it.
Oh, salute.
Right?
That joint gonna be on there? That mean you doing?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
And that is on my docuseries, the M.Reck docuseries.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a lot of projects coming out, but continue on, my brother. Love.
Yes, sir, always. And
hold on, one. Shouts to DJ Raw Heat too, shooting my doc too. Yeah. And
what's up, Raw?
Salute.
So
and the homie Fizz too. Salute to Raw Heat and Fizz. My bad for that.
And unfortunately, I'm giving you the story secondhand.
Yeah, but you know what it is.
But from what bro explained to me was like Jim and True Life was riding around and both of them had the vest on or something like that to that nature. Yeah. And Jim kept saying, yo, my stomach hurt, man. Like, there's something going on with my stomach. and it it kind of raised a red flag with True Life, where he was like, damn, who the fuck is this Gangsta Lou dude that he's so afraid of him? You understand?
So hold on, Jim was on the type of time. What's the movie? Trey was on from Boys in the Hood.
What is that?
Remember how they was about to put the work in, Doughboy, and Trey was like, "Let me out." Remember the movie Boys in the Hood?
I think I remember something.
So Jim and True Life was in the car, allegedly, supposedly about to put work in on Lou.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's what their plans
and Jim
were.
was saying something wrong with my stomach.
I know whenever Lou name came up, the fear was apparent.
Got you. But finish on from the part when he was in the car and he was talking about his stomach was hurting.
Yeah, and like I said, this I could be wrong. You know, this is secondhand information as far as I'm concerned. But it made True Life want to know who this Lou cat was. You know? And that's how we wind up meeting True Life. And Lou and True Life worked it out.
Okay.
They respected each other.
Now, when y'all met True Life, it had to be some tension at first.
None.
Okay.
Because what he did after the red flags were raised, it made him like, yo, man, who the hell is this Gangsta Lou dude? Let me do some homework. So once he went and did homework and found out the boy official, it made him from one gangster to another. Yo,
it was respect.
Yeah, he did through whatever channels he did it, and wound up getting Lou downtown, and they had a conversation about it.
Got you.
So that's really where the beef started. So I remember.
Let me stop you there. Now, okay, that's where the beef started with Jim and Lou, but also, and of course, True Life, but also that's where True Life and Jim beef started, in a sense.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
You might have cracked the code with that, because nobody really knew where they beef came from. So at one minute, they riding together in a car about to put work in.
Yeah. And
then once, I guess, True Life did his homework and seen Gangsta Lou was official, now him and Jim is beefing, because he probably was like, yo,
fam, like, you trying to get me in some shit. Because if anybody do something to Lou, it's a lot of people that...
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And you seen what True Life did to Jim and them dipset niggas.
Yeah. So that's initially where that beef started.
Wow, you cracked the code.
So now at this point, the tension is in the air, right? So Lou and I met up with Jewels one time. We ran into Jewels on 151st on Amsterdam Avenue. So we talking to Jewels. I said to Jewels, yo, Jewels, you know, I know Jim and the homie going through whatever they going to, but I want to extend the olive branch. You see what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody get killed. You see what I'm saying? This thing could be put the rest. So
what was his response?
He was receptive to it. He like, yeah, Dad, yo, B, you know, it's all good. Because I'm like, yo, me and you do a song, and we just gonna put it out there that it's all love. You see what I'm saying? And Jim and Luke squash whatever they going to. So
that'd have been dope.
Yeah. And it didn't come to life, and it didn't come to life because Jewels didn't want to do it, but it didn't come to life because there's a time and a place for everything, right?
Gotcha.
So now the tension is high. So this brings I'm gonna bring my little brother into the picture now. One day I'm in my mother's house, right? So I see my brother's book bag on the sink. So when I see Phoenix book bag on the sink, I'm like, yo, let me go through Phoenix book bag, see what he up to. So I pick up his book bag, I go through his book bag. So when I went through his book bag, a razor fell out. So in hindsight, when I look at it, the razor was very important. The razor dropped on the floor, but when I look back at it, it almost dropped in slow motion, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I picked up the razor, put it back in his bag, like, oh, my little brother, you know, I used to do the same thing.
He holding it down, right?
Yeah. Just looking at it from an ignorant standpoint. You understand? So I put the razor in the bag. When I went through his bag further, I saw he had cracks in there. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah, hustling.
Yeah, he got cracks. I'm like, So I went to Lou. I'm like, yo, Lou, I found cracks in Phoenix book bag, man. So Lou like, yo, have a talk with him, Dad. He's like, yo, what we gonna do? Let's try to get him doing something else. I'm like, yeah, B. I could get him to probably go up the hill and sell CDs, which was 145th between Amsterdam and Broadway.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna send him up there to meet E. My shout out to my man E from Chi-Town, Pookie. He called me after your last interview. He in Chicago now.
Salute.
Yeah, he just got shot 5 times in March.
Wow.
Thank God you alive. Chicago is crazy.
Chicago's crazy.
Yeah.
Shouts to the whole Chi-Town too.
Yeah,
I get a lot of calls, and a lot of people from the Rec Mob is subscribed to my channel, is from Chi-Town. So salute to Chicago.
Shout out to my boy E.
Chi-Racker. I don't know what they call it, but salute.
So I sent them up there. I sat him down. I said, yo, Phoenix, when you buy a CD for $1, you sell it for $10 up there, bro. What kind of profit is that?
That's a crazy feeling.
Yeah, he said, yeah, that's a crazy profit. All right. So go up there and meet with E and work that out with him. I contacted E. I told him my brother was coming up there to meet him.
Gotcha.
Now fast forward, I would say this was months later. I get a call that a gentleman named Luca Brasi stepped to my brother and told my brother he can't sell CDs up there.
Take what?
Yeah. So I'm going back to my history on 145th between Einstein and Broadway. I was part of the Fox unit on that block, bro. That abandoned school, we used to play baseball in that school. And we broke the wall. When we hit the ball in the window, we used to go into the school to get the ball, the 5 flights. There'd been abandoned school there for years.
Wow.
And that's where we saw bats and raccoons and all that inside the abandoned school. Yeah.
Crazy.
So how could somebody tell my family they can't sell CDs on that block? So I felt a certain way about that. So me and Lou went up there. So I saw Brasi. So me and Brasi talking, long story short, me and Brasi got it popping. Right?
What, with the hands?
Yeah, me and Brasi got it popping. We started rumbling. And I saw Brasi after that. We dapped each other.
Hold on. You said
respect the Brasi.
Shouts to him, but you said you got it popping. What happened though? Because somebody got to beat somebody, or somebody got to break it up. Like, what happened? I know you're cool now.
I just want to say this, right? Because
I know.
Because I don't want to facilitate any further
ignite
tension.
It. You don't want to ignite
because
it.
Because I still got respect for Brasi. You understand? From one gangster to another. I saw him in Home Depot when I was with my man Ortley when he got out of jail. Well, shout out.
He called me not too long ago.
Yeah,
Brasi,
I saw him in Home Depot, and we dapped each other from one G to another. We left it at that. It didn't go any further.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but just know that I came up boxing. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's basically what I'm known for. I'm known for knocking people out.
Okay.
My brothers was known for the guns. I was known for putting blood in people's mouth. All right? But I'm wild humble with it. I don't fuck with people. I don't mess with people.
You got it popping.
Yeah, we got it popping.
And you did what you did, and you remain.
Yeah, and we saw each other, and it was all respect.
Gotcha. Y'all put it together.
What I wasn't aware of at that point was I created a hostile environment for my little brother up the hill. I was kind of blind to that, bro. You understand? So I'm thinking things is all good. So let's fast forward months, probably even a year later, right? At that time, shout out to Bone. I heard Bone from Cali. My boy Bone from Training Day. I heard he's in New York. Branson called me and told me Bone is here. I'm going to get up with Bone. Shout out Bone. Shout out Uncle Branson. All right?
Salute to Branson. Legend.
So.
Street legend.
So, because it's so much. I got to come back and tell you our story, how we met Bone.
We got to do part 2.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it has something to do with Jim, how we met Bone too.
That's crazy.
Right? So anyway, damn, where was I? Oh, so
it's a year later.
Yeah, it was a year later. So right now I'm signed to Bone and Antoine Fuqua. I'm signed to Universal. Shout out to Sylvia Rome. The American Gangster movie. I remember Antoine Fuqua bought the American Gangster movie to my block. The script.
Wow.
Let us read it, and we did a song called.
So you were supposed to be in the movie as well?
Yeah, I was supposed to be in the movie.
Wow.
But what happened was Antoine fell out with whoever the producers were
Gotcha.
of the movie, and they gave it to somebody else.
Wow.
But we were supposed to be in that movie. So, you know, I'm at a high point. The future's looking optimistic to me. So one day I'm in one of my cars. I think it was my drop 350Z. So I pull up at 145th between Amsterdam and Broadway. It's a heavy shopping area. So when I pull up the 145th between Amsterdam and Broadway, like let's say I'm on the eastbound side, my brother was across the street on the westbound side. So I pulled up, I saw him, he had a bag in his hand with the CDs. He walked up and got in my car. So when he got in my car, I saw some dudes that was standing in front of the clothing store. So I looked. So I'm like, yo, Phoenix, who these dudes across the street? Because I remember a dude with a hat and some braids. That's who I remembered out of them. He like, I don't know. He said, but Jim, I said, yo, Azie out here? He like, nah. He said, but Jim Jones is out here. So like I said, what I've learned is some people harbor feelings. So I don't know if Jim still felt the way about that interaction between him, Raekwon, and I. I didn't. You see what I'm saying? I'm thinking that's what the feelings was really about. So I said to him, yo, Azie out here? He said, nah, Jim Jones out here. I said, all right. I'm like, where you going? He's like, I'm going to the house, because he had to use the bathroom. I said, all right, come on. So my mother's door, the bottom lock on it used to get jammed. And what's crazy is that day I had somebody coming to fix that bottom lock. Okay, so he gets in my car. So we're driving down the hill. So he says to me, yo, let me drive this joint. And I began kind of shook, and I'm talking about this shit.
My bad, bro. I'm sorry.
So he said, yo, let me drive this joint. I'm like, yo, Phoenix, I don't want this joint no more. I said, yo, get your permit and I'll give it to you, bro.
But you ain't let him drive right then and there.
Nah, I was gonna give it to him. As soon as he bought a permit to me, here, it's yours. See what I'm saying? Because he was too young to have the license.
Got you.
So you know, his birthday was coming up or something. So your next birthday, you could have this joint.
Got you. That's cheap.
So, because he died at 15.
Wow.
So I said, yo, get your license, I'll give you this joint. Damn, this is kind of hard. So we get down to my mother building. So
take your time, bro.
He gets out the car. He like, yo, I don't got my keys. You got your keys? I'm like, yeah, here. I give him my keys. So I'm going to see a shorty I had out in Brooklyn. So I give him my keys. I'm on my way. So about 10 minutes later, I get a call from my sister, Genesis, like, yo, what's wrong with Phoenix?
Oh, take your time, bro. Yeah, I know it's your brother, man. Take your time, bro.
This is more anger than anything, bro. It's more anger. He ain't had to die like that, bro. Damn, I gotta pull myself together. All right, so she's like, yeah, what's wrong with Phoenix? Damn, I gotta pull myself together. Come on, Dad.
You got it, bro. Take your time.
She said, what's wrong with Phoenix? I'm like, why you say that? She said, because he just got mad at me and said, yo, why you lock the top lock? And he threw the keys at her. So I'm like, nah, the top lock ain't locked. The bottom lock just be jammed. So I'm like, where he at? She said he went back up the hill. So at that point, something came to me that I was supposed to do, but it slipped my mind. I was going to tell him, yo, Phoenix, don't go back up the hill and let me do some investigation, send one of my peoples over there and see who these dudes are. I didn't, and I don't know why. So, I'm like, all right, don't worry about it. I'll get the lock fixed when I get back home. So about 30 minutes later, I'm on the Brooklyn Bridge, bro. Wild traffic. I get a call from my sister Midas, like, yo, they shot Phoenix.
Damn.
So, it's 5 stages of grief. What I've learned. It's it's denial, it's anger, it's bargaining, it's depression, and it's acceptance. And Lord knows I experienced all 5 of those. So,
you know what? Let's stop there, but I just need you to say one thing.
Yeah.
Just to clear the air. We're gonna give them the full story with your brother, because this is real touching. Why do Jim Jones think he was on American Most Wanted? Just answer that question, and we're gonna leave it as that, and then come to part 2.
The cause of my brother's death was facilitated by a young man that was 13 years old. And he was the nephew, I believe, of a gentleman named Zoo. If you look at America's Most Wanted, it's a gentleman named Carlos Thompson. Now, the deep thing about Zoo is I was speaking to my mother about 7 months ago on the story. You know, the topic of Phoenix came up. And she said, you know, I'm not mad at Zoo, right? So it's deep for her to say that to me. I said, why? She said, because at his sentencing, because he copped out to a 12 flat. She said at his sentencing, she could see that he really felt remorse. And she said she met his mother and his sister, and she could see that he came from a good family. They were nice people. And what's crazy is when I did the teaser, you know, my phone started ringing, and my brother Pops called.
What, the one that was
my
just on
brother that
MRecktv?
died. My brother that died.
No, I'm talking about the teaser.
Yeah, the teaser for MRecktv.
Got you.
My brother Pops called, and he said, you know, I hold no ill will towards Zoo, right? And I'm like, damn, Jimmy Jackie said the same thing to me. Why? He said the same thing that she said. So by default, Zoo, I don't hold any ill will to you. And you know why, bro? That day that you got cut, I did my investigation and I found out what happened, and I found out exactly who was involved. The day that he got cut. Now, if you go on my Instagram at @Twiz, you'll see a portrait of my little brother I bought for my mother. Cost me a couple thousands, but I bought a portrait of my brother for my mother. You'll see visually he's a kid. Anybody who see Phoenix will know, yo, this is a kid. So a bunch of them surrounded him. And I heard he was trying to walk away, but they kept pulling him and containing him within the circle. And they started jumping him, beating him up, stomping him on the floor. That same razor that I told you fell out the book bag in hindsight, he took that same razor and cut Zoo. You see what I'm saying? So once he cut Zoo, the little boy just took off to the car. They was parked across the street wherever the gun was. I remember the gun. I saw it at the case, a 38 snub nose silver. He went, got the gun. So Zoo saw the little boy and tried to stop him, from what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Zoo was like, yo, no. But Shorty didn't listen to him. And he followed my little brother, because my little brother went to the phone booth on 144th and Broadway. He was trying to call me, bro.
Wow.
And he shot him right there, B.
Wow. Damn.
I'm fucking mad, bro.
I know that. It's your brother, man.
Oh, anyway, he was trying to call me.
Wow.
It was one other person that could have stopped that boy, because he was in the path of the boy running with the gun, and he didn't. I don't want to say who it is. Y'all figure it out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for him to get on Hot 97 talking like, yeah, I've been on America capitalizing off my brother's death, you's a fucking sucker, man. The hell you mean you was on 97? And that's why I respect Cam. Cause shout out to Cam, because I saw Cam after.
That was the same
all this.
situation Cameron was talking about.
Yeah, when Cam went on live, like it was him. It wasn't Jim. And I harping back to the fraudulent activity that he gave me when I was with Ray. The boy is a fraud, B. The boy is a fraud. Let me tell you something, Reck. No matter how many people I inflict physical damage on, because Lou and I went temporarily insane. My family begged Lou, because Lou was... My family begged him, Lou, do not retaliate. My family begged him, and Lou loves my family, and he honored their request, because we was ready. And I was willing to go there, because I wanted retribution.
I was your brother, man.
Yo, it hurts, bro. I'm devastated.
I can see.
It's devastating.
Peace, world. To promote your music or promote your business by placing an ad on MRecktv, contact MRecktVpromo, MRecktVpromo @gmail.com. Peace. Oh yeah, subscribe to MRecktv, youtube.com/MRecktv. I'm gone. MRecktv.
It's got a music.